Hello and welcome to the Weekly Blend. My name is Heidi Ellsworth.
And I'm Karen Edwards.
Hello, and we are here from Roofers Coffee Shop, Metal Coffee Shop, Coatings Coffee Shop, and Ask a Roofer to talk about what's happening out in those industries. And right now in the metal industry, it is the Metal Construction Association summer meeting, Karen.
Yes, because it looks like you're in a hotel room. Where are you?
I'm in Chicago.
Nice.
I'm looking out here watching all the flights fly into O'Hare. So, but this is where the summer meeting is every year for Metal Construction Association, MCA. And I have to tell you, wow, we had an amazing day yesterday. Great speakers. We had, sorry everybody, I know we're live. We had a great speaker talk from FMI talking about trends, what we're looking at for the next 5 years, how the metal is, and I'm telling you, metal just keeps growing, Karen.
What's FMI?
It is a research group that does a market study every single year for the MCA. And so if you go to the MCA website, you can find a lot of information about the studies that they're doing and where the market is going for metal through 2028 is really what they're putting out there. Yeah.
I'm sure
if you're a member,
they're predicting lots of growth, I'm sure.
Lots of
right?
growth.
Yeah.
Lots of growth. And you know what? We heard that last week at Florida.
Yeah, we did.
Over and over again.
There was a lot of metal. We were at Florida, was the Florida Roofing Expo last week.
Yes.
The 102nd. Hopefully you guys saw us live on YouTube. And if you didn't, please go to our YouTube channel and see everything that was going on at the show. It was busy.
It was so busy, and you will hear a lot about how metal is growing in Florida. A lot of it has to do with insurance. It has to do with extreme weather, just sustainability. And that is exactly what I'm hearing again this week through the Metal Construction Association and through these studies and reports that all of these factors are influencing the growth of metal. But really, Karen, I found this really interesting. Aesthetics and performance still are some of the top reasons why people are buying metal. So it's, even though there's all these great reasons, it's still, they just love the look of it.
Yeah, and now there's so many cool things. Like there's metal out there that looks like wood and metal that looks like stone. And there's so many things that they can do now with metal. So you can pretty much get any style to fit any building, right?
Yeah. Any building. And that's what they're talking about. They're talking about the full exterior, about the metal buildings, everything that's going into that, the structural. And I have to tell you, if you are a sheet metal company out there, a sheet metal shop, if you're doing anything in that metal space, you really should look at the Metal Construction Association and think about becoming a member, because that study that I was talking about, Karen, the full study is available only to members. So yeah, it is a great organization and really timely information. I love it. And it just, like I said, it went in so well from last week being in Florida to this week going into talking to metal. But I do hope, sorry, I'm going to switch subjects again, but I do hope everybody watches the YouTube videos from last week. Yeah. Especially you had one that with ATAS that was really special.
We love our friends at ATAS. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We took some silly photos too after the video, but yeah, they're doing well. Wow. Yeah, you should take a listen to that. They just broke ground not too long ago on a huge expansion at their Pennsylvania headquarters. I mean, they've got facilities in the Midwest. They are just, and you know why? Because they're a metal manufacturer, right?
Yes, they are a metal.
All kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, take a listen to that.
It just all comes back around. And so one big, huge thank you to the folks from last week at FRSA, Lisa Pate and her team. What a great show. They did so amazing. And I want to thank Beacon for being the sponsor of our soundstage, because we did, like you said, Karen, we have so many great videos on YouTube. We really were we had our finger on the pulse of what was going on last week, and you can hear all of that on the YouTube channel. So thank you, Beacon, for sponsoring that.
Definitely. Hey, let's stay on the subject of metal really quick, just for a little bit, because we have a metal talk coming up next week.
Yes.
It's going to be with Westlake Royal Roofing Solutions.
Yes.
And we're going to be talking about severe weather. And we're going to be talking about some of their products and their performance and considerations. And the timing, is just perfect.
Yeah.
So, you want to sign up for that. That's next Wednesday, the 19th, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.
And I tell you what, severe weather, everyone's talking about it. I was just during this meeting, during last week. So Westlake really bringing some of those points and talking about it and what's happening and all the codes and regulations and testing. It's going to matter more and more to everyone out there and the contractors on installations and approvals. So really a great metal talk to be a part of. And you know what, I know I'm going to jump to that same thing, but I want to stay on this topic, is you did a podcast, right, with Adams and Reese on this.
I did, yeah, with Chris Kane yesterday from Adams and Reese. And it was so interesting. I mean, we're talking all about materials and performance, but in this podcast, we really talked about from a business perspective. What do you need to be doing to be prepared for a hurricane, right? What do you need to have in place? What kind of plans should you have? What kind of insurance considerations? And so it was very interesting. I learned a lot. Chris is from the New Orleans area. That's where he practices. He's grown up there. He's been through a lot of hurricanes. So he really does know his stuff. Yeah, that is with our multimedia team being edited now. Expect to see that come out. It's a roofing road trip. That should be out within the next couple of weeks. And I encourage you all to, when that pops up, to please take a listen. It was really informative and educational.
And that's where we're going into. We're in the season, right? It's June. We are in hurricane season, and the predictions have been a little big. So we'll see. I'm hoping everything.
85% chance. NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, has said there's an 85% chance that we are going to see a higher activity level this year than in previous years.
Yeah. We got to take care of them. Get those structures right. Good roofs, good siding, everything else that goes along with it.
Yeah, good businesses as well.
All of that. Well, and today, Karen, you have a coatings talk today.
I do, yeah. If you're watching this now, sign up. It's not until 2 o'clock today, Eastern, 11 Pacific. And it's all about, it's with our friends from BTech. It's going to be about finding the right solution for the building. And, coatings, another thing that we saw a lot of at the Florida show last week, hot topic, restoration is big. But not every building is going to be the right fit. We've talked about that a lot. And so kind of taking the approach of let's examine the building and let's determine what is the right fit. Because what is the owner's goal? What is the owner's intent? Do you want to sell that building in a few years? Do you just need a quick fix? Kind of all those things that you should consider. I think it's going to be a really interesting conversation. And of course, if you can't make it today because it is kind of late notice, it will be available on demand within 24 hours on RoofersCoffeeShop.
It will, but if you register, you'll also get a reminder. So please register. That always makes a big difference for you, because I need reminders. I don't know about you, Karen, but there's a lot going on.
Sometimes that reminder pops up on my phone. I say, I have a meeting?
I know. Hey, as a reminder, tomorrow morning is Coffee Conversations. I am personally very excited about this one. I am not going to be hosting, Karen. I get to sit in the back and chat and talk to everyone. Megan Ellsworth is going to be the host. We are doing a little takeover, and it is on celebrating Pride Month. Close to my heart.
It's going to be fun, and it's going to be great that you can sit in the background and have conversations that you don't usually get to have, right? Because you're usually moderating and leading the conversation.
Exactly. And I'm really they are going to be talking about inclusivity, the importance of really where we're at as an industry, and welcoming and making people feel comfortable and safe. And so I think, and they're going to talk a lot about success, what we're seeing, and where we've come from. So I'm really excited about that tomorrow. Be sure to register today. That is being sponsored by our friends at Trumco, and who are also just brilliant. And we're very excited about that. So join us tomorrow on Coffee Conversations. Okay, looking at, before I go there, I was almost ready to go to the classifieds, but we have one more big thing, Karen.
I know. We talked about this last week at Florida. Was it just last week we were there? It was.
Yeah.
I know.
Well.
We rolled out our latest multimedia offering, which is Contractor Outlook. It's a newscast that's going to come out once a month. And Heidi, you've hosted. The first one's out there.
It's out there. With Gene Marks, an economist, talking about where we're going. This is like for all contractors, for all construction, actually kind of for everyone, because of course I love this. I just get asked all these questions about where he thought we were going to be going with the economy, and you need to listen to it. I'll give you a little insight. It's good, but there's some pitfalls too that people should be thinking about with their business.
Yeah, I think it's so hard. There's so much noise out there, and this person says this, and this person says that, and there was a report of this. So you don't know, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what to believe, who you can trust. And as you described it, we run into all these really smart experts in the industry when we go to these events. And you're probably making a list of speakers from MC's
I've already got two.
Yeah, see, I know that are reliable, honest, telling it like it is, and that's what we want to bring to you. We want to be that voice that helps you burst through that clutter and find what's really going on.
And for the most part, we're bringing them from outside the industry, or even outside construction. These are experts in different areas. So our first one was with Gene Marks, an economist, and our next one will be with a meteorologist. So from CoreLogics, we're bringing in a meteorologist to talk about weather, just like we were talking about, and how the effect it's having on the construction industry. And then I will say, looking further into the summer, one person who's really not from outside the industry, but everyone knows, Reed Ribble, is going to come and talk to us about the elections.
I thought he retired.
I know, he did, but I'm like, bringing him back. And then we were just talking about that FMI study for MCA. Talk to them, and they're going to be coming and talking to us. Nice. So these are the kind of things that we are really excited about, very different, and progressive, really information for your business. So we'll keep bringing that to you on a regular basis. Okay, newsroom. There are so many announcements in there, Karen.
Yeah, I know. Especially, anytime there's a trade show in the industry, that's when people take the opportunity to roll out new things, just like we did with Contractor Outlook. But yeah, I think Tubos now has some videos out in Spanish. United Asphalt has some new-ish offerings. There's just so many announcements, and you need to check it out to see what's out there in the industry that you might not have known.
Yeah, and I mean, really great stuff that can help your business. I know it's a crazy time during the summer, but some of these things are just quick fixes that can really make a difference, even in the heat of the battle. So, and speaking of that, the classifieds. There's so much stuff in there and so many jobs.
If you're looking for work, it's posted in the classified. There are people that post classified that they have workers available, right? Our friends at Southeast Contracting, you need laborers, workers, call her or them. They've got it. Yeah. So you don't want to miss that. And like we say, new stuff comes on every day. So check back at least a couple times a week.
Yeah, and you're going to sometimes find some little gems in there, like even things on products. I have to tell you, when a new partner on Roofers Coffee Shop is Ready Slate, you're going to find a classified ad for them. You're going to find them in the newsroom. You're going to find their directory. I just had to because we just saw them last week you'll see their video on YouTube from FRSA.
Yes, check it out, because I just did a podcast with them, I don't know, yesterday, a couple days ago, and a roofing road trip. And they really are like, you've got to see it, because the concept of what it is, and it makes slate a system that just about anybody can install. Yeah, it's incredible.
It's panels of pieces of slate. So it is real slate, but it's a panel system. It's amazing. And we had so much fun talking to them. Morgan, saw him in the airport on the way out. It's like, once you get into this community, you just never get out. That's just how it is. So I love it. Well, Karen, lots coming up in the future. We're going to have Skills USA in a couple weeks. We've got NRCA summer meetings coming this way. So I'm telling you what, even though we may not always be at the exact same time like we thought we would be going live on LinkedIn every Wednesday, we're still here every Wednesday. This is where you can get all of your information, and we'll be keeping it coming, right, Karen?
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
See you next week. Thanks.